Did you know that trees were once the sacred deity of the Semitic people? And they still are. I'm sitting under a Japanese weeping willow tree in my backyard. It's got a disco ball, and it is a place of refuge. And here I sit in the morning sometimes and meditate, now lush with green foliage. It will be naked once again when the season comes. And trees are holy for all of us who are connected to the interconnectedness of all. And in our history, the tree was she, the goddess, honored, sanctified, celebrated, sat under, danced around, the core invitation to sacred ritual. And we know so because in the Torah and throughout the Bible and in this week's Torah story, we are told to cut down the tree, to cut down the goddess, to replace nature with culture and have man-made patriarchy take over the way we worship and are alive to the sacred. You would miss this if you just know English. In this week's story, we're in Deuteronomy 16, verse 21. It says, in English, "You shall not set up a sacred post or any kind of pole beside the altar of Adonai your God." Now, the English is sacred post or tree, but the Hebrew is Ashera. And Ashera is the name of Astarte, Ishtar, the goddess of the ancient Semitic people. The goddess personified as the sacred tree of life and knowledge. The goddess personified as the tree of presence, always where altars were built. And so when the patriarchal takeover took place in a few different places in our history, recorded in the Book of Kings and elsewhere, the goddess was cut down, the priestesses were killed, the temples were destroyed, and a new kind of religiosity took over. Patriarchal, masculine, cultural, one space, binary religion. It's in the Torah, but the translation doesn't allow you to really understand what's going on. So this week, our eyes are on the trees, the ones we love, the ones we ought to love more, the ones we hug, the ones we can cultivate, the ones we get to sit under midsummer. I also got my eyes on the news in Afghanistan, and while I welcome the U.S. withdrawal with concern to the Taliban, who, as you remember, blew up so many ancient shrines in the spirit of a monotheism that doesn't celebrate art and body and nature and sensual trees or life. So may this be a Shabbat where we take care of the trees and of each other, support all ways of peace in the world, and commit to being part of the solution, not just the problem, reading deeper into our traditions and loving trees, one tree at a time. Go find a tree, say hi, Shabbat Shalom. May this Elul journey be one of introspection and growth and healing for all of us. Thank you for joining me for Word, weekly passwords to the riddles of our lives, dismantling patriarchy, one tree at a time. Shabbat Shalom.